Do you still want to open up a social media marketing agency? And do you want to make $1,000 a day when you do it? Well, I got good news for you, because I'm going to tell you exactly how to do just that. But before I do, I'm going to tell you to jump over here to Funnel Hacker Pro. It's my private group. I usually do most of the posting here. You can see here I'm talking about books that I'm reading right now, other people posting books that they're reading, and I give up a lot of information here. Now, most people would pay to be in a group like this, but I give it away totally for free. That's FHP.io. Let's go. Is it possible to make $1,000 a day with the social media marketing agency now? And yes, it is. And I'm going to tell you that it's totally possible to do it without your fucking phone. So I noticed that, of course, everybody has their own stick. Everybody has their own shtick. People want to talk about how to make money with your phone. And also, the last time I posted up how to make $100 a day, I was talking about really earning commissions and working for someone else. Today, I'm going to show you how to do that for yourself. There's a couple of reasons why I'm doing this. Number one, the fucking phone is barbaric. Like, you don't have to cold call anybody. Everybody wants to know how to cold call. You don't have to do that in order to get a client. I have clients that I've closed without ever talking to them. And that's without Skype or anything other than an email. Or I've talked to them directly with a video, which we'll talk about that later on. The next thing I'm going to talk about is working for somebody else. That shit is barbaric. In this day and age, we're damn near in 2020, man. You're talking seriously. You do not have to work for someone else. So I get it that other people out there want to, tell you how you can go working for other people and earning commissions, which is the first thing I told you how to do to get your feet off, to get you on your feet. But after that, man, you shouldn't want to work for anybody else. Work for you and not for any fucking commissions. You charge what you're worth, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's get the show on the road with the old blackboard here. So the first thing we want to do is figure out how is it possible to make $1,000 a day. And it's unbelievable that I'm telling you this, but with a social media marketing agency. And the reason why I am telling you it's possible to make $1,000 a day now with a social media marketing agency is because the face and the landscape of internet marketing has changed. The pricing of ads, ad networks have gone up, and the way the tactics and strategies in which you need to advertise to people have gotten back down to where it's just normal. So before, everybody was doing what I'm calling brute force. And what I mean by brute force is that they stick an ad out, okay, and that ad had a photo at the bottom, okay, and then they ask questions here, and this ad basically said, buy my shit. And for the last 5 or 6 years, that was working just fine, because you could take that ad and say, buy my shit, and it was costing about 10 cents, and then it went up to like 50 cents, and people were still willing to pay for that. And then that shit went up to $7. And now that's not working so well, especially for people that are new, especially people that don't know how to do it. So now people that you see out there, now everybody that's out there that can have the ClickFunnels $10 billion plaque on the wall, well, them fuckers have been in business for the last 15 years. They should have plaques that say they made $10 million on ClickFunnels. They've been at this shit for 15 years. You don't have to work for 15 years in order to get a $10 million a year plaque or whatever because you made $10 million on ClickFunnels. You don't have to do that. And I promise you this, you will not have to work any longer than you want to make $1 million. But you don't have to be in the game for 20 years. It kind of, and the reason why I'm kind of throwing rocks right now is because I noticed that I see people, posting up their jets and they're posting up their shit. They didn't just get in the game. Of course they're supposed to have Lamborghinis. They've been in the game for 20 years. Of course you're supposed to have Rolls Royces and jets. When I have been marketing like I've been marketing on the internet, I'll say that, for the next 20 years, I'll be damned if I don't have a jet too. I mean, the shit ain't that hard to do. Fuck. So anyways, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So I know I'm throwing a few rocks right now, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm giving you the exact what you need to do right now. I gave it to you the other day, first of all, on how to contact these people. So let me show you the funnel first. Here's what you need to do first. I kind of got ahead of myself and I had to start over. So the first thing you need to do is your own prospecting. You need to look for some gold, okay? And how you do that is there's tons of people like me, influencers that are online, tons of people that have businesses. Just pick a niche and go look for holes in their shit. So there's market gaps. So the first thing you want to do, and you just pick any niche, man. It's going to be, there's so much work to be done. Number one is, it is a social media marketing agency, but that's not what you're going to call yourself. You call yourself a social engineer, anything but a social media marketing agency, anything but an agency. That still stands. That word, everybody has an agency. Don't do that. Call yourself, brand yourself as a social engineer or whatever you want to brand yourself. A funnel engineer, anything with social media marketing agency, but it is from you purchasing ads on social media. And I'm going to show you how to do that really easily. So let's keep going. Next of all, this is going to be a longer video. So if you don't really want any real information, get the fuck off the video, okay? This isn't a flashy, I'm driving a Mercedes-Benz or I'm driving a Bentley video. This is a video with real information for people that really want to do work. So this is going to be a longer video with real fucking information. So goodbye if you're not into that. I'm not going to show you a Lambo. All right, so next, let's talk about prospecting. The first thing you want to do is look and see if they have an email list. Join their email list and find out how often they're emailing. If they're not emailing every day and they're not pitching in their email every day, that's gap number one, okay? Number two, look at their products that they're selling. And it's going to be hard to purchase their products, right? But you'll get a good feeling whether or not they're upselling any products. So that's gap number two. First was gap number one. This is gap number two. If they're not upselling anything, if they're not, if they don't have basically a ClickFunnels type funnel, if they're not upselling, cross-selling or anything, and normally if they're not emailing, then they're probably not doing that anyways. And the third gap comes back with an email. If they are not segmenting, that list, that is gap number three. Now you have three pieces of information to fight them with. And the next thing I'm going to tell you is that this is money. Okay. So if you find those three gaps with your prospects, that's right now money. And that's how you're going to make your money. And I'm going to tell you the three ways to do it and make your $1,000. So right now we have a prospect that we know doesn't do any email marketing. And if they sell a physical product, you know that they have a list. And if they're not emailing their list every day, they're losing money. You're going to make them money the first day you get there. If they're not upselling anything, that's another gap in the market. And that's a question you can ask them. Well, do you have an upsell funnel? Do you have downsells? What do you have? Are you cross-selling? And when they tell you no, that's, there's a gap in the market. And are they segmenting their list? Now, I've got a little tool that I built called Quiz Buckets, and I'll tell you guys about that later on how I segment my list. But I do segment my list. So you want to know who's who. And that's the easiest way to do that. That way you can make really big money off of a small list. And we'll talk about that toward the end of this. So after you've prospected and you found out exactly what you needed to know, now we're going to go to Mailshake. And I use Mailshake. I don't get paid any money for using Mailshake. I really like the company. It works. I've used it. I've made a ton of money. As a matter of fact, I had too much. Cold email works. Cold outreach works. If you're not doing it, You're barbaric. You don't need a fucking phone nowadays. All you need is an email. Now, what you want to do is you want to personalize every email you send out. So that means if you know every CEO here, let's just say one of the CEOs you knew was a hang glider and you happen to be a hang glider, let them know, hey, man, I saw you were hang gliding over and blah, blah, blah. I've been there too. And name something specific about that place that you know about. Or I was just in Australia in the same place you were. There's a little bar up the street that blah, blah, blah. Let them know that you understand who they are and this is a personalized email. Take in 2 things that you can say personal about them and keep the email short, and I'll tell you that, but you're only going to send out 1, 2, 3 emails, and that's it. And those will all be timed in Mailshake. The next thing you're going to do after they decide to say, yes, I'll give you a talk, I'll talk to you. The best thing to do, though, I will say this, is fuck a smartphone. Just jump on Skype. Okay? I've closed customers without having to do that, and I'll show you how I do that. Once they say that they are totally into what you're talking about, you send those videos. Now, you say, I see 3 gaps in your marketplace. And on the video, just like I'm shooting right now, I've made the money doing this exact thing without a phone call. In the first video I send out, I say, I see a ton of money where you're losing. You tell them, number one, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not asking you to purchase anything from me. But I see a ton of money you're losing, number one, in your email list. I joined your email list and I haven't received an email yet. So you're losing money right there. Then you send them another video and you tell them why, right? That video could be 3 minutes long. Then you send them another video after you've gotten their attention. That next video is going to say, I don't see you having a funnel. You have no funnels. You have no presence on social media. I don't see you anywhere. I went to your page. I don't see that you're running any ads right now. You're missing money there, total money, and it's really easy to run these. And I see that you have articles that we could send out. Okay. And the second thing, number 3, is you're not segmenting your list. So even if you have buyers at different levels. Some people bought some cheap stuff. Some people bought more expensive stuff. Some people bought things in a certain category. You're not segmenting your list. Those are 3 separate videos. Once you send those 3 separate videos, most of the time, once you've exercised that you know what you're talking about, they're going to call you. It's just that simple. And these videos can be as simple as the video I'm shooting for you right now. I've done this, and I closed $25,000 contracts. The next thing they wanted to do was get on the phone with me. They asked me, hey, man, how can I be a part of your program? I promise you that. I'm not bullshitting you. That's exactly what they – and I closed a $25,000 contract. I'm telling you that you can make $1,000 a day. Why? Because there's 3 different ways that you can close this client at this point. And it's up to you on how much work you want to do. There's 3 business models here. You want to make people the easiest. You want to make it easy to do business with you. Don't make it so hard. Now, positioning is something that I do really well. And I tell them right off the back, my services are super expensive. They cost $25,000 and there's no wiggle room on that. I charge $5,000 as a down payment so we can get started, and here's what you do. Now, if you're not trying to position yourself that way and you just want to start making $1,000 a day, there's 3 business models in order for you to do this. Number 1 is show them how to do this with a informational product. And it doesn't have to be anything more than what I'm doing right now. Just show them how to segment their list. Show them how to do the ads that I'm about to tell you about to do. Show them how to start email marketing and cross-selling, upselling, blah, blah, blah. Just show them how to do that. And that's an info product, but you're not going to get online like everybody else is doing right now and say, I've got an informational product and try to sell it to people that aren't even targeted for your shit. The first thing you want to do is just say that is my product number 1. I can, if you're the type of person that wants to do it on their own, here's how you can do it. Now, how you price this product, for me, I would price this product really low so you can get in the door. And I would price that product at $99, okay? Anybody that's in business will spend $99 for an informational product. And you say, this is tailored just for a business just like yours, and I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. The second thing you want to do is you want to have a coaching product. And basically what that is that's a phone call. Let's get on the phone. I charge you get on the phone, and I'm going to give you a blueprint. Now, blueprint is an actual physical PDF or paper or whatever it is you want to talk about. It takes this to the next level. It's this times 10. And I'm going to get on the phone with you and now this is up to you. For me, I charge 10 grand for this, so add a zero. But that is 4 30-minute phone calls for 1 month, okay? But now, for you, if I were you, I'd charge $1,000 for this. Just charge $1,000, okay? So now, with $1,000, you've got 4 30-minute phone calls. And the next thing right here is your business model. It's easy to do. This is a done-for-you service. And the done-for-you service, just charge them 10 grand. You can make $1,000 a day doing this all day. Now, you want to know, how is it possible for you to make $1,000 a day? Because not everybody's going to take the $99 and you're going to step up. What they're going to do is they're going to get your informational product because they're going to say, well, let me just see what this guy can do. I can't remember who it was. I believe it was Dan Kennedy or somebody like that. They said the best way they used to get clients was because clients always had an objection to say, well, why should I do business with you? Well, here, why don't you just read my book? And when you finish reading my book, then get back to me. Most people don't even have a book. Well, out of all the social media marketing agency dudes, nobody's going to have an informational product like a line of video set up for them to show them step by step on how the business plan on how it should be done. So after that, they're going to be like, man, why don't you just do it yourself? Or is it possible that we can talk more? This is when you get on the social media marketing agency coaching blueprint call. So listen, man, I can do a step-by-step blueprint and I can actually walk you through it. I'm going to give you 4 calls. We're going to do 30-minute calls. You can ask me all the questions you want over the next month, and I'm going to charge you $1,000 how to do that. And it's 4 30-minute phone calls, and you're going to tell them how to walk through each step of your blueprint, which is basically your info product all lined out. And then you're going to give them a 4-week program on how to get it done. It's real simple. And then a lot of times they're going to be like, look, dude, I don't have any time for that. How much are you going to charge me to do it for me? But if you see you walk them through a funnel, this is just a funnel. And you can say, well, okay, I charge 10 grand, dude. And if you really want to be slick, tell them I charge 10 grand plus 10% of whatever we make. If you really want to get slick, right? So that's your positioning. But that is how you can charge anything you want to here. I just told you $1,000 a day because it looks good on YouTube, right? But you can charge whatever you want to here. You can make your $10 million. You can make Sam Ovens $10 million, $20 million. He's been in business for 1 million years. Of course he owns a jet. Of course he has an old Harley in his house. He's been in business for 1 million years. So you can do the same thing, doing the same thing. Now, first of all, now I'm going to give you what to do, okay? Here's what everybody's won't do. Now, they can tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to tell you exactly what your deliverables are right now. Okay? So now, instead of watching me do that, we'll just do this. All right, so it's the easiest way to do that. Here are your deliverables. Here's what you do, because this is what the biggest problem was. So what I've been noticing is that people say, hey, Sonny, I got a client. What do I do now? Okay. So if they're not running any ads, the first thing you want to do is make sure they have a blog post that is polarizing in their industry. Okay. I call this the Polar Express. And polarization, and it just really needs to be contrarian. So just tip the sacred cow, whatever it is in their industry. And the other day I used the IRS. So if it's the IRS, why the IRS is ripping you off. That's the first ad you're going to run. Read my blog. And everybody that reads that blog, are they going to watch that video? The next ad that you're going to put up is how to make sure the IRS does not rip you off. Okay, and this is going to be another, it could be a video. I would prefer to have a video series, and you're going to have a landing page here. It's going to be an ad. This is going to be an ad right here. But that ad is going to lead to a landing page, and that landing page is going to have a video. And on mine, I have like 3 or 4 videos, and then explanations of the videos right here. But here, you're going to ask for the email, and that's building the list. Okay, that's just what that is. That's building out the list. Now, if they're not emailing, here's where you show them how to do the same thing you just did. You show them to say, okay, you need 3 different product offerings. You give them their 3 different product offerings. And in their email list, you offer product number 1, which is the lowest price point. The easiest way is to handshake, whatever that is in their industry. It could be $50,000 because some people, that's a low number, right? So just the email starts off with the lowest friction. That's one segment of the email list. How you segment the list is you just use any software on here and ask them what part of their business on this landing page, what part of the business they're in. Now, and I'll tell you about my tool later. But anyways, so then the second email sequence and third email sequence are walking people up that little simple value ladder. These are sequences, and they could be as many as you want to, but this is after they've purchased the lowest friction model. Now we're going to send them emails for the next model up that might be, let's just say, 10 grand, which could be a strategy call. And then after that, this could be a live event. Let's just use that right there, right? This is a live event that we want you to attend. So this is how you do your emails, and make sure that they're emailing every day to people that have joined in their list. Now you're just going to list build for them. That's all you're going to do, okay? Now, after that, then you show them, I mean, and that you can find that anywhere. I'm not going to show you how to do that. After that, then they're all about their upsells and downsells and cross sells. Now, here's the beautiful thing, right? You don't have to charge them any money up front for this. You can do this totally on spec. You can do this totally on performance based, because you've already seen the money. You already see the money, so you can do this all performance-based, right? So now I'm going to take off right now. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Share this video if you think you know somebody that can benefit from this. And if you really like this, you're going to like my new course that I got coming out called The List Syndication. And it's all about everything that I just told you about. I'll hold your hand and walk you straight through everything here. So anyways, click the link below if you're interested, and I'll see you there. Don't forget, man, no matter whatever you do, you're going to have to get at it every day if you want to be a champion, man. No excuses, no explanations. Go get it done.